Alright, today I have a couple things that came in the mail and some things I picked up at the computer store. Now, I won't go into computer issues or woes, but I will apologize for my last video because the sound was really way too loud in the background and there was lines across the screen and that was not showing up on this camera here. And I thought everything was fine and dandy until it wasn't. So I can't get to my editing program right now. I can't maybe get to it for a very long time. We'll see how I might be able to get that later. I wanted to show you one trading card that came in from Bob Friend. And like, Bob Friend, he's that guy that played for the Pirates a long time ago and he's passed away. No, it's a son of Bob Friend. I had to flip this over because he did this and this. And he just sent a nice letter talking about his dad's cards and obey your parents or something like that. And he signed one golf card because that's all I had really, and that's all he has. So there is that one there. Thank you, Mr. Bob Friend, for that one. That's not anywhere closer to finishing off my set. I got one yesterday which I can't show because I can't find it right now. It was right in some direct sunlight. I was like, ooh, I better move that card there so it doesn't get damaged. So uncanceled stamp there from Los Angeles, California. That'll be in another video. And then I got a package from Byron. And I'll show most of these, but I can't show all of them because there's just a lot of them here. But Disney's Lorcana cards were sent, and very, very cool. I might throw one of these up on the board here if I get a chance here. There's some puzzle pieces. Again, I couldn't remember if that was from Mulan or what that was from. I don't remember a lot of these. We got a foil Jebediah Farnsworth, which is kind of cool. Again, I don't know about, I think that's from Zootopia. I think I had a little... I can't remember if I had that figurine or a plush toy of that fox there. I don't know if I kept it or what I did with that. There's the Beagle Boys. I don't know what this artwork comes from. So if that's new artwork from a movie or if that's just generic artwork from this company that does this. Is it Upper Deck that does the Lorcana? No. I forgot who does that. I don't really remember who does that. This is Lorcana, correct? I have to make sure I know what I'm talking about there. I think one of the cards said, if I can find it here. Well, anyway, these Disney cards. That's what I don't have my magnifying glass here. Anyway, and there is another puzzle card there, and this connects to this one here. Sorry, I'm just flashing these cards around like crazy there, but I think that's what this is. Again, don't quote me on this, unless it's Disney Infinity. I should know this. My gosh, what an idiot. Yeah, it's one of those games there, so I apologize. I just can't read that font right now. But anyway, and then my favorite one here, I looked at these very, very quickly here. There's Edgar Balthazar. And then we've got Grenwing. Or Grenwiga, I can't pronounce that name there, Grenwidge. And this is from iRobot. No, it's from Robot something or other. My Robot? I don't remember. It's been a while. And then there was one I thought was on a Disney VCR tape, King Stefan. And I should know what that's from. Yeah, Miss Bianca. So I forget what that movie was from. It should say... It says, oh my gosh. Well, anyway, we'll get to that later. I'll get to my favorite. That's from, I think, Milan probably. And that one is, there's Amethyst Coil, Peg, Helga Sinclair. I forgot what that was from. We've got Company. And then the last one here, there's a couple more just randoms. Gatan, Moliere, and Emerald Coil. My favorite is this blue one here. It's got some sort of like matte and glossy at the same time. I think that's kind of a fun one there. So I have to remind me what this is. But again, people, you know, that have subscriptions, it's just so easy to just subscribe to YouTube and then just comment whatever you want. You don't need to make videos and you don't need to do anything. You know, that's originally why I signed up to YouTube, is not to make videos. It's just to comment so I can be part of the conversation. I'll be part of some live streams tonight, not actually in the live streams, but just blabbing with other people that are blabbing in the live streams. So there's that one there. Now we need to go through a couple other things before I run out of time on the camera here, because it took me almost 2.5 hours plus to get this uploaded, the previous terrible video uploaded. This needs to go away. The best of player Baby Come Back. That's really the only good song on there. I mean, say the only good song. But, you know, I just really don't understand a lot of 70s yacht rock. You either get it or you don't. You know, I kind of like some of it, but it's not like enough for me to keep it. And I think I tried selling it for $3 and people like spit their drink out. Like, ah, $3? That's exactly what I'm talking about here. I have access to free records. Now I do. And I want to go back to the computer store and get some more. This one had no... Oh, it had no dust jacket, but it reeks to high heaven. But I got it more or less cleaned up here. Sun Records, Johnny Cash. It's got Folsom Prison Blues on here, so I don't know how old this is, what this is, and what set this came out of. And I need to look this up on the internet and see if this has any value. But it just got this for free because it makes a great display piece if you decide not to even play it. These things are, oh, that's unfortunate. There's a big whammo in there, and I didn't notice that. And I don't think that was, it may have not been there because these got left in my car, and there was nothing I could do about it. It was a warm day, so I might have melted it. I don't have a record flattener, hint, 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 to fix that. Again, it's not a melt spot, it's just kind of almost a crease there. You know, you can almost see that line there, so that probably wouldn't play. But again, I just think that I just got that for a display piece. I was actually looking for dividers for my records, and I didn't realize that he had a crazy ton of fun stuff there. So I'll show you the other two. I only grabbed 3. And this one's a fun one here because it's KAPU. Now you can make all the jokes you want in there. Oh, I saw this. Are these free records? Can I take KAPU? You know, forbidden. It's forbidden to take KAPU. Exciting sounds of Milt Raskin. They always, these 1950s type of era records here always have like this weird, like kind of like Arabian script or whatever on there, like whatever that is, on Crown Records. Oh, and you know what the cool thing is? Zoink! It's ripped. It has no nothing. And again, you can see the tape that was on there, and it also reeks too. But this one says Bacon Johnson Associates, 6223 Selma Avenue, Hollywood, 28, California. So if I could maybe look that up and see what that was at some point, that actually might be really cool, whatever this came from. And the cool thing about this one is the vinyl is actually in pretty good shape for what it is, and this is on Crown. There's some other ones on some other labels I can't think of it that have a little bit more value. So this is kind of a, depending on the edition, I think this is kind of like, people are asking upwards of $40 for this KAPU record here. So I think that's very cool. Not to be confused with the artist known as KAPU, I think, from Hawaii. If I offended everybody, I need to say it correctly. And then we have this one here, the last one, the Big Sound, the Heart of Hawaii. And again, I can't think of the Tuco, like Vinyl Record Hunter or something like that. He showed all of this really cool stuff. He would show things like, I won't say exercise records, but he would show just really off the wall, like he would find the best records of the uncollected records, if that makes sense. And like this Hawaii type stuff, you cannot find it anywhere. I mean, it's so hard to find any of this Hawaii stuff, and there was a big collection of it. Yes, it was moldy and stinky and pewy, but guess what? It was free, and I'm gonna go back and get more of it when I have some more time. I just need to take like some time to where I think that I have like nothing going on. I don't want to leave and then find out everybody's trying to get a hold of me. But this one's got Red Sails in the Sunset, Moon on Mancura, Beyond the Reef. So it just, I mean, it's not like Hawaii Five-0 type of music, but if you listen to Hawaii Five-0, they've got some kind of like orchestrated music, slow time, downtime type of music in the background, and this reminds me a little bit of that. I think of like Bachelor Pad 1950s type of thing there with mid-century modern furniture. I want to say Mad Men or anything like that, but it just kind of, it's kind of interesting. I don't get Mad Men because Mad Men doesn't seem to me to be, you know, as accurate as people think. It just doesn't make sense to me. I didn't live through the 60s, so I don't really know, but I do know that like when you live through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it's not like straight across, 1960s all across the board. Everybody has like brand new cars from 1959, and then their sort of thing, and then it's sprinkled in with like a couple rusty pickups there. No, everybody has a mess of stuff from like decades before. That 70s show, everything was like from like that decade, or like 1965 to 19. Nobody had any vintage antiques in their house that was bequeathed to them by their parents and stuff like that. So it didn't make a lot of sense. But if you bought everything brand new in 1969, and then you kept it to 1979 or 80, but yeah, it almost looks like that she's looking through blinds, but it's those like leaves there, the palm leaves, and somebody's probably holding. There's a dude probably holding that palm leaf down there, and then she's holding that little twig there, and I don't know what that garbage is there, but very interesting there. And again, some just basic stuff on Paradise Records, and the record itself is actually not terrible. These are starting to smell a little bit better after I polished them up a little bit, but these need to go somewhere else because my sinuses are going to heck. Cause these Heart of Hawaii on Parade, so that's very, very cool. Again, my friends were actually at that record store, at that computer store, literally 15 minutes before I got there. I was like, oh dang it, my friend Zachary would have been crushed to know that I missed him at the computer store. And that would have been, and he had some records that were on the wall, so that's why I got that Sun Records of Johnny Cash. That's really cool. So I'm going to keep this video pretty short here because I've got some other stuff to do, and also like these videos take forever and ever and ever to load. I just wanted to get something else out and get those things recorded so I could get the put it away and polish it. Sorry, it's, yeah, yucky. But anyway, I'll go back, and again, the only records I have is Moldy Records. The only ones I can get currently right now, nobody else has any records that I haven't looked at, been 1,000 times, and thank you for watching.